one area. Now we are moving out to where we came in. We're passing by different areas where they were checking us in at this point. We're with a number of Trump supporters who are also trying to leave this area. Secret Service is trying to clear this scene so they can continue investigating exactly what happened during this rally. And so we are clearing out now. We're heading back to our vehicles among, I would probably say, at least 100 or so Trump supporters who are also making their way out. I will tell you just candidly, talking to Trump supporters as they were leaving, and people were waiting around asking what happened. People were checking on each other, asking if they were okay. You know, you did have people that dove to the floor, that shielded themselves, put their hands over their head, were trying to cover their loved ones when they heard those popping noises, and so people were visibly shaken up. So it's understandable that some of the people wanted to hang back a little bit just to gather themselves before they eventually moved out. So Secret Service is now pushing all of these people back toward their vehicles right now to completely clear this area, and still just a very chaotic scene that is still playing out here just right where the former president's rally was.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Let's go back to Jon Karl again in Milwaukee ahead of the Republican National Convention. But, John, you also have a statement from the Secret Service here with just a little bit more detail about what may have happened.
A little bit. This is a statement from the spokesperson for the Secret Service saying an incident occurred the evening of July 13th at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures, and the former president is safe. The former president is safe. This is now an active Secret Service investigation, and further information will be released when it's available. So we have now the word from a Trump campaign spokesperson and from the Secret Service that Donald Trump is okay. But let me tell you, this is exactly the type of incident that has had the Secret Service worried for a long time. The threat environment, as we heard on an interview with the head of the Secret Service just a short while ago on This Week, the threat environment is as bad as it has been. Obviously we hear it in the divisive rhetoric in this country, the deep divisions, but the threats, the actual threats, are as high as they have ever seen it, and at a time when the Secret Service is stretched thin. I mean, this has been an ongoing issue. There were investigations, the congressional investigations that go back to the second half of the Obama administration, warning about the Secret Service and the challenges it is facing in terms of personnel, overtime, demands, the threat environment being as high as it is. So this is the kind of thing that frankly, security personnel, Secret Service has been worried about with every public event that happens in this campaign. Not just the Trump rallies, the events involving family, and the events involving the current president of the United States, President Biden.
And John, and it's not just the Secret Service when it comes to these events. You can see it as we're looking at some of this video play out. You have the Secret Service crowding around the former president, obviously like a human shield protecting him. But then you have law enforcement officers from different agencies. We see some in tactical gear that are always at these events ready to go, and how they're responding. And it just really highlights the chaos of the moment as these officers with long guns on the stage are looking around, pointing the guns out into the crowd, not knowing what's going on. And to your point, you've reported on this, I mean, going back to January 6th and beyond, this idea that the threat level is so heightened right now in this country with the division and polarization that we're seeing politically.
And we're still getting more information in, and we have heard now from the White House poll that President Biden has received an initial briefing on exactly what happened, or at least what they've learned about what happened there in Pennsylvania. But yes, you pointed, the Secret Service takes the lead in terms of protecting the president.